Luis Suarez will form the trident attack of 120 goals. Last first touch just a little heavy. Nothing wrong with that though. Iniesta and a chance early on. Rakitic has put Barcelona in front inside 4 minutes. A goal that had Barcelona written all over it. Marquisio, and here goes Nick Steiner. Is on the bench tonight, but he can no longer get into the side because of the arrivals of first Neymar and then Luis Suarez will form the trident attack of 120 goals. Last first touch just a little heavy. Nothing wrong with that though. Iniesta and a chance early on. Rakitic has put Barcelona in front inside 4 minutes. A goal that had Barcelona written all over it. Marquisio, and here goes Nick Steiner. Chance for Tevez on the turn. Terrific save. Morata! He scored in each leg at the semi-final against his old club of Real Madrid and didn't celebrate. But Morata. Barcelona on the counter-attack. Little Messi on the charge. Messi! Saved by Buffon. It's him. It's Luis Suarez. It's Barcelona back in front. What a response! It's a fantastic. Neymar just onside. How can they finish it off with a goal? Pedro. It's Neymar. It's game, set, and match. Barcelona. Perfect finale, delivered by Neymar.
And there will be space on the Saturday. Barcelona is set up. Dybala! Brilliant goal! Wonderful goal! Paulo Dybala! 1-0 Juve! Just the start they wanted.
Yeah, let's be honest, the big coming. As easy as you like that goal, no pressure on any of the ball. Sami Khedira, this is out to Higuain.
Higuain's arriving at the back post. It's cut back, it's Dybala! That's two! Him again! My goodness me! What is happening here? Scenes of delirium around this Juventus stadium, and the star is the Juventus corner kick, and that'll be another goal as well. Chiellini had come forward from the back, his header off the post and in, and Juventus now with clear water, 3-0.
With the second ball on the sides of the set pieces, how important they are. This is Chiellini.
Started in exciting fashion, and Neymar has been full of it. Goes again here, Neymar, and he scores! Well, that's what you get for the money.
Well, it had to be Neymar, didn't it? Linking up with Messi.
Neymar. They can't contain him. He's gone through the whole lot of them. Unbelievable! Unbelievable! Well, it's a stratospheric transfer fee they're talking about, and quite honestly, he looks on another planet in this game.
Yeah, his first goal was good. His second was outrageous. Absolutely no room for him to work with. Danced across. Penalty.
Bay following here. And they've got something to shout about, and Chiellini has scored.
Yeah, Dybala got two against Barcelona in that Champions League quarter-final. Chiellini got the other goal in that 3-0 win for Juve, and a thumping header here means it's game on. lines up from the outset. Lee Griffiths misses the game through injury. Well, Celtic fans have greatly missed their trips to the continent's great stadia. On this vast ground, first opened in 1957, soon to be given a considerable facelift, stands at the beating heart of Catalan culture. Fascinating night ahead. Will be Celtic to get things going. Three teams from the top three leagues in Europe awaiting the Scottish champions. Neymar, and look at the space afforded Messi! It's just the start Celtic did not need. Lionel Messi. He had the freedom of the Camp Nou. Well, you can't give a player like Messi that sort of space. Celtic pay the price. And Busquets. Messi, well, not much defending going on, but the offside flag is up. Kolo Toure trying to clear his lines.
Well, that looks a close one from up here. Messi, as we'll often see, drift.
Lionel Messi, now Rakitic. Neymar, Sviatchenko with the challenge. Messi trying to uncork one. Tried to uncork one, and he wasn't so very far away from scoring again. As Javier Mascherano and Andres Iniesta. And it comes from Messi, tantalising ball, splendid ball it was. They tried to prise up in the Celtic defence, and Suarez was hooked.
Well, everybody here is standing to applaud because it has been utterly remarkable. Neymar, with so much speculation swirling around, has put it all to one side and stolen the show completely. Even Messi has had to play a secondary role, but the link-up play between the two has been way too good for one of the best opponents they're ever going to face. Juventus just torn asunder by Neymar, Messi, Iniesta and the rest. And for a first day back, it's hard to beat what Barcelona have put on here. Juventus 0, Barca 2 at half-time. At the break. But what we've already seen, we will not forget. Neymar and Leo Messi going to sit out the second period. They've done the damage already.
I think it's no coincidence that Chiellini is on for Juventus. Maybe it was planned anyway, but certainly need him out there just to settle that defence. Samuel Umtiti is on for Barcelona as well at the back.
And alongside him, another of the new faces for the new campaign, Marlon Santos, another Brazilian, signed from Fluminense of Rio de Janeiro, wearing the 2 jersey.
An important transfer window for Barca, I think. As I said in the first half, I don't think the players they brought in last season necessarily improved the team all that much.
Nelson Semedo to Marlon. On Titi.
Sergio Busquets is in the middle as well for Barca. Looks like it's virtually a new team.
Sergio Roberto has come in to sit alongside Sergio Busquets in the middle of the park. Carlos Elena making his bow here for Barca. From Juve's side, Mark, it's still a back 4.
And still a lot of the same players out there as well. Just a chance for them to maybe get that first half out of their minds, try and produce something a little bit better in the second half, particularly for Bentancur. It could be important. The Juve number 30. It's actually part of the deal that saw Boca Juniors sign Carlos Tevez a couple of years ago. Juve got the option on a few of Boca's younger players, and Bentancur, at 20 years old, the Uruguay under-20 international, is the first of those to arrive. Arrives as a league winner as well with Boca in Argentina. Marlon arriving from Brazil. Interesting to see what he's made of.
Well, my information is he's made of the right stuff. Here's Luis Suarez. Marlon, as a 20-year-old, was named last year in Brazilian football in the what they call the Carioca Select 11, which is all the Rio clubs, and you can imagine the depth of talent there. The very best players from all those that local area of Brazilian football. Barcelona's brilliant information network and scouting network in South America coming in very, very handy again.
Pjanic on for Juventus and fouled by Busquets.
Certainly one of the main men last season, Pjanic. Better touch by Bentancur. Here is Pjanic. Benatia. Has Chiellini alongside him here in the second half. Chiellini out to Asamoah. Need to move the ball better as well, don't they, Juve, as well as trying to make life a bit more difficult for Barcelona. It was very staccato when in possession. Here comes Chiellini. Out to Asamoah. Decent ball in. Well, a little bit of work for Silasson to do after being a spectator first half. Jordi Alba, left back, not the tallest. Was that the easiest team talk he'll ever have as a Barcelona boss? Yes.
I'd say so. Although, a bit hard for some of these guys coming on now to perform after that. Right, show us what you can do.
Bottom of screen, all the players who've come on.
I think Juve started the game well enough for the first 10 minutes, but really lost their way after that. Blown away, really. And they certainly are missing the likes of Dybala and Higuain. Big signing for them last summer, of course, 90 million euros once they sold Pogba for 105 to Manchester United.
Just to clarify on that caption, of course, the number 5 in possession here is Sergio Busquets. Chiellini had to race for it.
Higuain finished last season with 24 goals in Serie A, no penalties. A couple of big ones in the Champions League as well. What a job Allegri's done at Juventus. 2 Champions League finals in 3 years.
But the heartbreak goes on for them, doesn't it? No team has lost more through their history. Asamoah had to race for that, got there, did well. And he worked it nicely. Bentancur, decent ball from him too, fired over the top by Pjanic.
Yeah, very good chance that for Juventus. Asamoah getting forwards better from Bentancur. And Pjanic could have done a little bit better, didn't really control the shot at all there. Had more time than he thought too. Just on the run of finals for Juventus, I was looking back at the previous meetings of these two sides, and of course before the 2015 final, the last competitive meeting was in 2003. Juventus beating Barcelona after extra time in the Champions League, and that was a year they lost in the final as well. And Buffon is back on the team all that way back in that final against Milan that they lost on penalties. The only survivor, as you'd expect from that time.
Luis Suarez turned his man well and turned back inside. Gets another go at it. And Szczesny involved for the first time, and the second time he escapes. Somehow Arda Turan couldn't turn it in. Which kind of sums up how it's gone for Arda Turan at Barcelona.
Yeah, he's another player that's had a mixed spell, to say the least. Suarez, though, brings that chaos really to
should be 3 really. Pjanic. It's given away by Denis Suarez.
Certainly more even second half anyway. See the quality that Suarez brings to Barcelona though. One of the best front trios of all time when they're all on the pitch together. Messi, Suarez and Neymar went and beat Real Madrid away from home, of course, late on in the season in La Liga. Left themselves with too much to do in the end, Barcelona. Although, it has to be said that Real Madrid held their nerve very well down the back stretch.
Denis Suarez struggling to get into it. A couple of loose touches from him. He's 23 now. Too many opportunities to make your mark at Barcelona.
Well, interesting to see the president, Bartomeu, when Valverde was appointed, he did stress that he promotes young players. So that was one of the reasons they appointed him. Never finished lower than 7th in the table with Athletic Bilbao in his previous job. Worked under Johan Cruyff when he was a player at Barca as well, so I'm sure he learnt a few things from him.
Yes, they've certainly watched his progress over the years elsewhere. He had 2 spells in Greece actually, at Olympiacos as well. Built his reputation. But it's like being given the keys of the kingdom, isn't it, to get this job with this group of players. Still got to manage them all. Luis Enrique's tenure was not straightforward. It never is at a big club.
Might be all they need though as well, Barcelona. Enrique had 3 years in the job. Didn't do too badly overall, in fairness, and maybe a change of voice will do the team good this season. Different approach.
Well, I think it's also a job that leaves the man in charge exhausted after 3 years. It's so demanding. Nelson Semedo. Arda Turan gets a throw. And a friendly little salute from Chiellini. Looks like it's going to be Dybala here for Juventus. And Cuadrado helpfully standing in the camera shot.
And Douglas Costa as well, debut for him. So Juve should have a lot more to offer in attack now as Higuain enters as well.
They've engaged in damage limitation a little bit after the carnage of the first half. Now they'll hope to put on a few players who can do a bit of damage going the other way. Bentancur off.
Yeah, a bit of a tough introduction for Bentancur, but he has good pedigree. He got to the a long way in the World Under-20 Cup as well. Scored in a penalty shootout against Venezuela in the semi-finals, but Uruguay losing out.
Alexandro is on at left back. Higuain up top, Cuadrado down the right, Dybala in behind the main striker, and Douglas Costa on the left. Sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it might tip the scales a little bit in this game because they've emptied their bench and unleashed a full arsenal as well of attacking talents. Really interesting to see how Douglas Costa gets on.
Broke for Luis Suarez. Arda Turan Sergio Roberto made a very good run. It wasn't picked out. Elena has it now. Jordi Alba. Regathered by Sergio Busquets. Denis Suarez. Barca looking for a handball then. Won back again by Sergio Busquets. And Suarez does not get the free kick. Alexandra for Juve. To Dybala. Bit more like it. I would say if I was a Juventus fan coming to this carnival, Mark, I would have liked to have seen all the main men on from the start for Juve.
Yeah, I guess we don't know what's going on behind the scenes, so maybe a good reason why some of these players are only getting half an hour. It would have been an even better match, perhaps, with a couple of those guys on. I think Douglas Costa's a good signing for Juve. Here he is on the ball.
Picked out a decent ball to Dybala. Still it's an equal to it. It was on target. And the new men, the main men up front, wasting little time, making an impact.
Yeah, Dybala got a couple of goals against Barcelona in the Champions League quarter-finals. And already getting a shot away.
And there's a very big Juve following here. And they've got something to shout about, and Chiellini has scored.
Yeah, Dybala got 2 against Barcelona in that Champions League quarter-final. Chiellini got the other goal in that 3-0 win for Juve, and a thumping header here means it's game on.
Got up above Marlon, and in between him and Nelson Semedo.
Yeah, great delivery from the corner. Slightly worrying from a Barca point of view. Chiellini is very good in the air, but the 2 defenders maybe could have done a bit better there.
The goal 62 refers to the minute, not the number of goals he's got in his whole career. I don't think you needed explaining actually, but what's rare is beautiful. Denis Suarez gives it away again. There's been quite a change in the plot here. Barcelona have not had a shot here second half yet. Obviously that missed by Arda Turan from no range at all, but I think it kind of proves the point. Forward by Nelson Semedo.